Sir Hupal! Sir Hupal! Hmm? Oh, sire! We've been waiting for you! Our kingdom has been taken over by someone named Gadius. What? We were careless. He trapped Lafise into the egg below, and is now pouring energy from nightmares inside it. Mother! Huh? If that egg is released, it'll be disastrous for everyone. I understand. Mother, please keep out of harm's way. Mother? Hupo, who are you? Hupo? Klonoa. I'm really... I'm really the Prince of Crest, the Moon Kingdom. What? But... The ring spirit was my disguise. I had a reason to go into the outside world. Reason? I'm sorry. I can't say anything about that now. But I promise. I promise to tell you everything later. Hupo. I want you to just trust me. Just a little bit more. Can you help us just a little bit more? Klonoa? Hupo. What are you talking about? We've been friends forever, right? Klonoa, thank you. Hupo, you found yourself a fine friend. Yes, Mother. Let's go. Okay. Mother, please find someplace safe. Hupo, we're counting on you. Yes! Hello everyone and welcome back to more Klonoa Daughter Phantomile for the PS1. And in this episode, well, after that cutscene, we've now got a whole bunch of information given to us, where it's now been told that apparently Hupo was in disguise all this time as that ring spirit, and now he has revealed what he really is to us. And things are about to get more unveiled later on in that, because, you know, like he was saying, I'll tell you more about this later, but for now, we shall just trust him. And indeed we shall, because our friendship will never die. So now, without further ado, let's just move straight on through the level and encounter some freaking hard as hell platforming segments and stuff, because, okay, like in this area, given the fact that it makes sense because we're in the sky, there are an awful lot more bottomless pits going on, meaning that you do have to be a little bit careful here and there. Those particular platforms, if you stand on them for a certain time, they will disintegrate and send you to your doom. So, what I tend to do most of the time is when I do come near those platforms, what I tend to do is just jump on them, you know, just do like little jumps here and there, just so that then they don't break completely and I'm still in the air. Except, oh god, okay, like this area can be a little bit of a pain in that when it comes to recording, because there are certain puzzle elements here where I really need to memorize how to do it quick, because otherwise the majority of the episode in that is just going to be me trying to solve out how to do this puzzle, and then I'm going to be there for a while, and that's not really going to be good for like the time or anything. I also like how in the previous episode, I don't know if you were paying attention to it, but when I freed those Phantomilians, remember I said how they're all different pictures depending on the areas that you're in? It foreshadowed what it was, because if you go back to it and you go to the parts where I rescue a Phantomilian, it revealed basically Hupo in his true form, you know, as Prince Crest of the Moon Kingdom. I like how it foreshadows that, so when you do actually see it for the first time, and if you are actually paying attention, you're like, wait, what's that? Hold on, wait, why does it look like that all of a sudden? I don't know, I just think it's really cool and stuff, and then to find that it all just matches up here is just perfect. And, oh god, okay. You know last time where I talked about how good the soundtrack was in Untamed Heart of the first part of the Moon Kingdom? This one here is also really good, because it's just so intense and magical and just has so much variety going on. Like I said, you know, the Klonoa soundtrack I just think is freaking phenomenal. Really, what you need to do in that is when you play this game, or if you haven't played this game before, just hear the soundtrack in all its glory. It's perfect. Anyway, oh god, okay, this is where I need to be quick or so, because I really goddamn hate doing this. What I tend to do in that, in order to get this bit right or so, is do this and try to throw this so that it hits it in time, because what they expect you to do on those bits right there is hit those switches, not in order, but hit them all at a certain time just so that they all stay on. And the problem with that is, you got to be quick on that and make sure that they don't reset. And that first one, in my opinion, is the hardest one of the bunch. I mean, the later ones do kind of get a bit more obvious for what you're supposed to do, for the way that those enemies are all laid out. I don't know, just the first one always throws me off for some reason. I also like how, while we're running around this, you can see in the center that there's this sort of thing going on. And, well, we'll find out more about that later or so, because at the minute what we're doing is just activating those switches, so then it will reveal certain parts of the area that we can gain access to. It plays a similar thing, you know, much like with the previous episode, except I like how it does it in this way, because, you know, it's a bit obvious, really, because it means that when you open the path, you just go back to where you were, and then you just walk further a little more to your right, instead of backtracking and stuff, because in my opinion, that got a little bit confusing last time. As I like how it does it here, because then it really shows how far you've got for this type of game going on. Also, okay, really, I wasn't supposed to do it like that, but whatever, that was actually more safe. Okay, this is also where you're going to have to take into account doing this sort of move right here in order to collect certain things, because if you do screw up on that, you'll fall to your doom, and I hope that doesn't happen or so in this episode, because, well, that'll be a bit very anticlimactic or so, as that did happen to me, like, at the very beginning, of the episode, really. Okay, this is where I want to be a little bit quick on this, because what I want to do is use that as like some sort of platform, just so that then I can make my way up here and then get through this with ease. Like, seriously, there are so many background elements in this goddamn level. I love it. Like how you can see the whole earth, or at least atmosphere, spinning around us, the fact that, you know, there's Gadius in the background on the painting with the moon. There's just so much attention to detail, and I think it's absolutely incredible for the PS1 standards, you know? Like, honestly, visually, this game is impressive for PS1. Now, sure, I mean, the graphics aren't as good as, say, things nowadays, but, well, they wouldn't be. I mean, hence, we're in 2017, you know, competing against a game made in 1997, 20 years ago. This game is 20 years old. Oh my god, wow. And I thought blooming Crash Bandicoot for the PS1 made me feel old. Well, brilliant. Now Klonoa all of a sudden is 20 years old. Oh boy. You just get older in that through time, and that, don't you? It depresses me from time to time, what can I say? Oh god, yeah, okay. These enemies right here are a freaking pain in the arse, in my opinion. Because what they have is this sort of thing where they throw these boomerangs. And the thing that's a shame is they're really not that bad of an enemy. Like, you know, they're not difficult to defeat. But for some reason, and I don't know why, it might just be me because I'm not that great at Klonoa in general. It's just the way that they're laid out. Because, you know, you got to remember, like, the camera's following us in, like, this 2.5D perspective. And at times that can get a bit jarring or so, because it means when you throw an enemy, they're following along with the camera, so you can't really judge really how far away you're throwing from. And that can make those enemies a bit of a pain, really, especially a certain part later where we're coming to a platforming segment, where I always hate doing that bit. Sometimes I also do kind of wish that the flutter jump for Klonoa was a little bit higher, because it means that some platforming segments can be a little bit tight here and there. But after a bit of practice and that, you will get used to it, so it'll be fine. Speaking of which, we're actually nearly halfway done through this level already. Blimey. This is what happens literally when I talk to myself and things with different subjects and stuff going on. I just don't pay attention half the time, and then I look and I'm like, oh, I'm here. It's also like the same sometimes when I'm driving in a car and stuff. Like, I'm just driving normally and casually down like the friggin' motorway or something, and then I just look and I'm like, oh, great, I'm already at my destination. I don't know why, that's just a thing with me half the time. Oh god, okay, how do I do this one again? I think what I did was try to be quick on this or so, because, oh god, okay, actually, at least they're nice enough to do that. Okay, what I want to do is be a bit more strategic with this. Okay, let's try this out. I'm going to throw this one, grab this, throw this one over there, and maybe hit this in time before the thing goes. Good. Great, I always hate those parts and that. Not so much in my spare time, but, you know, just for purposes of actually recording this LP and stuff, because I've got to be quick. Otherwise the episode's going to go on for too long, and then you're going to get bored after time, you know? It is nice though, after doing that, you get treated to this nice water slide element, hinting at the fact that you're going to get taken back to this area, so now your objective is to just press on even further and stuff. And if you thought that the cutscene at the very beginning, you know, of this episode, and that was very mysterious and that, very unexpected, I will say, because when I first played through this area, that caught me off guard and that. Like, I didn't honestly not expect that things. I always thought that Hupo following along with us was actually just a ring spirit, and that was final. But no, there was so much more mystery and discovery going on that, and I freaking love it. But believe me, you ain't seen nothing yet. There is far more stuff in that that's going to happen later on, particularly this chase segment right here. Oh god, okay. Actually no, this bit isn't really too bad. I always just have trouble on like the first bit and stuff going on, but after a bit of practice I suppose I'm alright with it. Except, oh yeah, this is really where I think they expect you to know that with those platforms, they do disappear after a while, and the idea is to basically jump on them so that they don't disintegrate, because you had to wait for that enemy in order to appear. Oh god, no, not this area. I remember this. It's rather annoying, this part, because what you gotta do is try to grab this thing in time, but they take so long to flutter up and down half the time that I can't really grab it in time and stuff, because, you know, you need to basically use that in order to get rid of this enemy, but half the time it just takes forever to appear at the top that I can't just do it in time, and then I have to wait for the thing to go by, and I don't know, just, I'm impatient. Half the time I just want to move on from time to time. Like, that's the only thing I suppose with, like, the first part of the Moon Kingdom and the second part. There are parts where I'm just like, oh my god, why is this taking so long? I just want to move on and stuff. Like, you know, it's different in contrast when compared to, like, the first areas that we saw in the game, because, I mean, you saw how quick, you know, I basically got through all those now, because that was just normal things going on. But, you know, just, these parts, I don't know. Just sometimes they're ear-grating to me, or at least, no, not ear-grating, more like eye-grating, actually. I don't even know if eye-grate is actually a thing. That's probably just a thing that I've made up, but you know what, never mind. Also, oh dear, okay, what I want to do is, yeah, good thing that that respawns, because that means then I can use you to go over there, and that's exactly what I mean by, like, the 2.5D elements sometimes. Can I make it up there? Sadly, I can't. Never mind, cool. Let's try this again. Considering the black ones and that, they're a little bit more quicker as well. Adding more of a threat. In fact, do I even need to destroy this thing? I don't think I do. Well, you know what? Can I just, like, literally run through it? No, I can't. Great. How am I supposed to do this then? Oh, I get it. This has honestly never happened to me before. Usually what I tend to do is do this in a different way. But for some reason that didn't happen today. I was going to say, if that thing did not appear, I would be screwed trying to get past this bit. What I'm really supposed to do is destroy that thing first and then get on. But, you know, I suppose this is a bit better here and there, because then it shows you what to do if you've accidentally done that like me, because I'm silly. Honestly, it's hard. It's really hard to do this and talk at the same time. Like, compared to all my other LPs, I will be honest, like, Klonoa has been, like, the most stressful, because yeah, it's like, it's a 2D game where you walk from the left to the right, but oh my god, okay, that has like so much memorization for the levels, the fact that the cutscenes start with all the things I got to talk about. I don't know, this one has appeared to be a bit more work than I anticipated. I mean, originally I just thought, oh, it's Klonoa, it'll be like all okay and stuff, because it's like a really fun game. It's just a 2D side-scroll, it's fine. But no, this has honestly been more work half the time, I find, than Majora's Mask, and that's saying something right there, considering Majora's Mask and that, you know, that was seen as casual to begin with. I don't know. This is the part, though, that I hate. Okay, so, like, these things right here, they'll always throw your boomerangs and that, and I suppose it's not too bad half the time nowadays, because I know what I'm doing, but I don't know, just sometimes I have so much trouble ascending this part, except that doesn't appear to be today and that, so that's fine by me. Good. I got the worst part out of the way. That's honestly my least favourite part of the area. But we've got all those Phantomilians, and now we're about to do one more final puzzle. Which, okay, how does this one go? I think what I tend to do is... What I tend to do on this is go up to the top, just like this, and then wait for those to respawn, just so that then I have enough time to grab all the other parts, because now what I want to do is do a bit of timing and speedrunning here, because I want to go up like this, hit this, fall down, and then hit that right before the things happen. Good. That actually gives you a lot of time. I might have just been over-exaggerating on that one then, because I screwed up for like literally 2 or 3 seconds, and I still had enough time to do it, so, you know, That's exactly what I mean though when I basically say the first one is the worst, because you have to be so damn quick. You could almost call this like a speed run at what I did at the very beginning, you know? Whereas all the other ones and that, they're a bit more lenient on you here and there. But either way, that is all of the paths opened, particularly those pillars. So now, we shall see what really happens when we get to the top. But we're not done yet, because, well, I'm not going to reveal why and stuff, but if you've been paying attention to like all the other episodes and stuff going on, you might know what's up next, because there's a massive door here at the very end, and of course, when I scale up to the top, there's also health. What could this hint towards to, do you reckon? Well, we're about to find out or so, as we get a last extra life, which brings us to a total of like 45 lives. It's very rare to get a game over at this point. But either way, let's go inside and see what happens. Soon, the nightmare crystal Nahatome will be ready. But what is this dream? A dream that cannot be corrupted by nightmares. It must be removed. It must be eliminated. For the creation of the perfect Nahatome. A visitor. A traveler of foolish dreams. How amusing. I did not anticipate you following me all the way here. Gadius? Looks like you're a little too late though. Why are you doing this? Why? I am tired of this foolish world that neglects nightmares and relies only on good dreams. This is reason enough. What gives you the right to do this? When Nahatome is unleashed, you'll be erased too. It doesn't matter. I have already been abandoned by this world. This time, it's my turn to throw the world away. No! Never! Very well. Meet your doom! Okay, cool, so now we are faced with Gadius himself. So let's just see how things go on here and there. And, okay, the aesthetic to this is really cool. We're basically along this side of the ring. And what we mainly want to do is grab all of these moves and then throw them towards him. It's honestly hard half the time, and that trying to remember the enemy names. But I like this boss fight because you can actually speedrun this guy really quick if you don't touch any of those spheres going on. Because when you mainly throw those moves against him, that basically counts towards a hit, and his health bar goes down really fast. However, if you do touch those balls right there, they will basically lead you to the outside, and he'll try to shoot lasers at you. I would show this off, but really, I just want to get this guy done and over with, just so that then the episode is done and not too long, really, as we are already on, like, the second phase. It's honestly a bit of a shame in that, because, really, it's such a cool boss fight and that, and it has a little bit more potential here and there. But honestly, it's not too bad of a boss, and it gets the guy done nice and easily, and there are different phases here and there, like with this bit right here, because when his health gets down to halfway, that basically means that you can use more of these moves and then throw them towards him. It's honestly weird half the time using the word moves, but that is the official name of the enemies, I kid you not. It's almost up there in that, like if you played House of the Dead 2, and then you tried to defeat some of those zombies, because some of them are called Bob, David, and that, because if you actually look inside of the instruction manual, that is the legitimate name of them, and that just honestly is the most hilarious thing ever to me. Except anyway, enough of that. On the final phase of this, you will basically put the moves in this side of things, and what you mainly want to do, it's a little bit difficult though, is hit this, just so that then you can grab one of the moves, and then throw him at them like this. And you may want to do this one more time, and that is it. That is the mighty Gadius done and over with. And of course, that marks the very last Phantomilian we rescued, so now, the song is fully complete. It is all with everybody combined, and then, that's it. It's all done. So of course, this means we're pretty much at the end of the game. Gadius is now defeated, and I guess all there's left to do is to celebrate. So, in the next episode of Klonoa Door to Phantomile, we'll be looking at all the things going on, so hopefully we'll celebrate about all the stuff that we've just done on our adventure. So take care guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the finale of Klonoa Door to Phantomile.